Hey everybody, I'm here today to tell you 5 tips for the road test in Ontario. The Ontario road test is often referred to as the G2 test because it allows you to get your G2 license and drive without someone in the passenger seat, okay? Now I'm going to give you 5 simple tips that will help you get your G2 in Ontario, pass your Ontario road test. Let's get right to it. Tip number 1 is the most obvious one. It is practice, practice, practice. You literally cannot practice enough for your driving test. Practice the skills that you're good at. Practice the skills that you're not good at. Practice everything. Practice your knowledge. Practice driving. Practice, practice, practice. It's going to help you so much when you're trying to get your license. Tip number 2 is a little bit more specific. Practice all of your parking skills. Reverse parking to the right, reverse parking to the left, parking in an angled parking spot, parallel parking, forward parking to the right, forward parking to the left. Practice all of your parking skills. Parking plays a big role in the driving test, and let me tell you why it's important to practice your parking skills, which once again is tip number 2. When you drive on the road, you're practicing all of your skills. You're practicing your speed control, your steering control, turning, acceleration, gas pedal control, braking, and so forth. But in order to practice parking, you have to actually park the car. And when you're driving, you usually park the car once or twice within each commute. So you're only getting 1 or 2 opportunities to practice parking whenever you practice driving. That's why you should practice parking in specific. Go to an empty parking lot or a parking lot with cars and just practice all of the variations of parking a car. It will do you very, very well on the driving test. It will do you so good for when you take the driving test, okay? Tip number 3 is get a good night's sleep. And when you get a good night's sleep the night before a test, whether it's a written test or a driving practical test, okay, your brain ends up functioning at 100% efficiency. You think better, you react faster, you think about things that you wouldn't think of if you lacked sleep. So I know you might be nervous the night before, but get a good night's sleep. Go to bed extra early and get a good night's sleep the night before your Ontario road test. The 4th tip is to familiarize yourself with the testing area. Now, once you've booked your road test, you'll know where you're starting off, where the starting point is for your road test. One of the best things that I did for when I was taking my road test is I asked my driving instructor if I could take a driving lesson around the area of the test center. So what that will do is that will familiarize you with all of the stop signs, all of the speed limits, any curves in the roads, any lane reductions, any construction areas, everything in the area. So like a few days before your test, familiarize yourself with the area, and maybe even before the test, the day before the test, familiarize yourself with the driving area that you'll be taking your test in. Last but not least, tip number 5 is make sure that your car is running properly. Now you might be using your own car, you might be using your driving instructor's car, but whatever car it is that you're using, before you take the test, you want to make sure that it's running properly, and not like 5 minutes before the test. I mean like a few days before the test, because if there's something wrong with the car, making sure that you get it fixed, a few days before the test will give you time to get it fixed. You don't want to be taking your driving test and then all of a sudden something starts making noises or breaks down, because then you won't be able to complete the test. So with that being said, make sure that your car is running properly. This way you can actually show the driving examiner your driving skills and you can get your license when you pass the test. And it's literally that simple. Those are 5 tips for the road test in Ontario. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Be sure to give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Let me know what your tips are for the Ontario road test in the comments section down below. And above all, please be sure to subscribe for more great car and driving videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.